Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching in the world. It is getting closer to 7 o'clock in the morning, which is far better than the 4 o'clock in the morning start. But we have just wrapped up watching Wrexham take care of business in Northampton. Obviously, this live watch along, if you've never joined here before, brought to you by North American Wrexham fans who have built this wonderful community that all of you that are watching me right now are a part of. And so I thank you guys for joining us. Brendan's in the background doing things and getting things set up. So I'm going to carry this one. Sorry for it taking as long as it did. An odd little battle with Wigan's iFollow. Had to refresh to, it always seems to be, it's got a bugaboo. As a revenue stream, they don't really do a good job of ensuring that we stick with it, do they? In any event, I'm in now. We've decided just to follow along with this one. So I'm going to open up the right, make sure that we're all together, bring up the right chat watch along. That's interesting. And figure out how we get to this one. So this one, Stockport against Wigan in Wigan, 45-minute drive, 40-minute drive to get from Manchester suburb to Manchester suburb. There's people go angry in the chat. 13 of you here watching, and we're going to chat about the lineup and all that, those sorts of things. If you've never been here before, special thanks out to our season-long sponsor, the Ultimate Promotions, altipromo.com, ultimatepromotions.biz. What do? They make pins like this. They do the badges that you can use for work. They do the medals that you can use for competitions or for sports clubs or for tournaments or for whatever that is. Free shipping, free artwork, 48 years of service, impeccable stuff. And thank you. They paid market rate to sponsor this. And they've had one order from a Red Hordian. I'd love for them to have a whole bunch more. Marie from SoCal checking in, and Sean Griffith. We're getting new names that I didn't see in the last one, but I'm much appreciation and love having you here as we take on this one. And I'll give you guys an update and hopefully a little bit more play-by-play than the other one. Although we got lots to talk about from the previous match. If you just missed the Northampton match, it's been a long time since we've had a ho-hum sort of match that we had easy control, no real threats, and we did our thing. And that's where it is. Wigan, we haven't been with Wigan for a long time, and there is an immediate name that I see is missing. Hinchliffe obviously taken over. Corey Adai, the backup keeper now, in favor of Hinchliffe. But am I mistaken here on... You know, you take a look at teams and you're like, well, that's who that team is, and you identify certain players. And I'm looking for Thilo Asgard, and I don't see him. Is he injured? Because he's the guy I identify as Wigan's best player. Or was that Stockport's lineup that you were showing me? That's probably why, because Corey and I... You were showing Stockport. Sorry, I was all confused there for a second. Is when I think of Wigan, I think of Thilo Asgard as their best player. Sam Tickley, the veteran keeper aside, he's the guy that sort of controls things and stirs the drink for them up and down the pitch. 9 goals, he's their leading goal scorer. He's playing in the midfield and still getting that done. And then the other name of reference is young Dale Taylor, a 21-year-old Northern Irish player. He's got 5 goals, 7 assists, and sort of been up and coming, increasing his minutes as we got. And did he get sold to a champ team?
Yeah. I like this Wigan Stadium, by the way.
Yeah, it is one of the good ones. I actually prefer it to Birmingham. Huddersfield, though, I really like. That's why I kind of want to go watch the Wrexham Huddersfield match. That. Which day is that? That is March 4th. God, a Tuesday game. Short trip up the road. To those that don't know, I'm obviously west coast of BC, Brendan on the east coast of the United States. I'm going to Wrexham for the first trip. I'm going to Yorkshire. That's where my wife is from. And I will be set up shop, but I will be over there for 3 weeks and get an opportunity to bounce around. So Thilo Asgard got sold, and I missed that one. So
That's more trouble for Wigan, as he was the guy. But I guess in a season where you got no chances of moving up, position for another round in League One next year for Wigan, them sitting in 17th place, just one higher than Northampton that we just saw. That putting a little money in your pocket for Asgard makes sense. Where did he actually go?
All right, so off to Luton for Thilo Asgard. He's a solid footballer. He'll be right as rain going there.
I sound like Darth Vader. You know what? It's the early morning start. I need more caffeine. Or is it because it's done its scrambly thing again? Because if it has, then that's me running too much crap in the background. As long as I don't cut out the video of, it should be better now.
Fix audio, bad audio. Are you hearing me fine, Brendan, on your end?
I am.
So it's got to be output from you then.
Yeah, it's strange.
We're working on it. Because if you're hearing me, then it's not garbly from me to you. And so, scrambly. I'll just keep on talking as we go through it. So, if you can hear me, let me know when you can hear me, and I'll start to get into some content. For me, I was just enjoying the fact that was an easy as occasional bursts of lucidity. So nothing has changed. Is what you're saying. Deandra says it's good now. It's very trippy. I'm gonna have to go back and figure out what all happened there.
When Marie from SoCal said the audio is now good, that's when we weren't talking, I bet. When she just likes, if we're not talking, it's good, right?
Perfect. So if I'm silent, then we're fine. Fix the audio. But it sounds like we're good. So we'll go forward with that one. The biggest change for me and the exciting part was that was the first away game that I can remember since the other time we were up by 2 goals against Posh. And even then, I don't think I was really that set and comfortable. I felt like we were in control the whole time. And I felt like there was nothing in it. I don't think we played exceptionally great. Northampton didn't look solid by any stretch of the imagination. But we had control of that from start to finish, and we had 10 minutes worth of brilliance, and it was, and as Woody says right there, the best away game this season. And so yeah, no drama, no excitement, and we just sort of took it home clean and clear, easy as, and now we're gonna figure out what we do here with Wigan and Stockport. I mean, this one's pretty clear. We're all Latics fans for the day. I mean, I'm wrong in the chat if you wish. What are we dealing with here? Oloafe, Collar, and Wooten are in. We're missing somebody from last week's game. FB Raf. I said this before, and maybe it's just maybe he'll come out and have a cracking game. But is Wooten, is Kyle Wooten the most overrated player that we've seen? It's weird. He's got 17 goals and 6 assists for. He's been involved in 13 of their goals, which is pretty impressive. But every time I see him, I don't see any magic. Am I wrong, Brendan? Like when you watch Kyle Wooten, and he's 28, so it's not like, you know, he's in his prime and ready to be rolling. This is as good as he's going to get. Have you been that excited by him?
No, doesn't move the needle.
Yeah, I mean, Louis Barry, I get it, right? Watching Horsfall, who's not on their back line today, I get it. Oloafe, he's hit or miss. He's moments of brilliance or moments of nothing. But at least I can see the brilliance with I just don't get anything from Wooten and watch him end up lighting it up. So it's going to be Olawafe, Collar, and Wooten up front, Diamond, Mox, and Norwood, Toure in the back, in the midfield, Noyle, Connolly, and Pye. I'm curious, Pye, I mean, he's their top minute man. Wooten second, Toure, he's third. Like they've got all their big guys in. Collar fourth. This is all since Louis Barry obviously has left. So you've got to go back to Connolly would be the only name that has lots of minutes who's not playing right now, and he's not on the bench. So I assume that he's injured. Hinchcliffe taking over the position from Corey Adai, who came over from Crawley Town, was expected to be the man and didn't prove to be. So it's been Hinchcliffe for most of the season now, 3/4 of the season after Corey Adai just couldn't get it done early. I'm curious, Horsfall, did he play in the last one? Because I thought that I recall seeing him. No, he hasn't played since December 29th. So I'm assuming that did he move? I mean, that's January window time, or he just got injured around the same time. Fraser Horsfall. The joys of all this trying to get, no, it looks like it must be an injury.
It's definitely when you move around, Sean. It's almost like the connection, gets loosened. If you didn't realize, you're all over the screen today, forward, backwards, left, right.
Oh, am I?
You're in the moment, yeah, but you were all over the place earlier.
I have been around a lot more than normal, especially trying to get caught up here on the fly. It's if you're catching my audio coming clear to you, then it has to be. It's not. I don't think it's from.
No, occasionally it looks a little weird, but it sounds even worse to them. It appears. You definitely go from echoey to clear to back and forth. So,
well, I will try to refrain from whatever it is that I'm doing, and I will freeze and lock in for this one as we go through things. So Stockport largely in full force, I guess. It's Horsfall being really the big name out. And for Wigan, I mean, they're a weakened team. Asgard's gone. Smith hasn't been playing well for them. I expect Sam Tickle to have to do anything. This is a game that screams that Stockport should be taking it down. I hope we're wrong. And while we're watching this, we'll try and soak in other matches, and W&G, if he's here, we'll give those updates as to what's happening. And if not, we'll just follow along through the scoreboard on the chat. As I'm going to try and close some things down here in the background. Oh, so just give me a moment to clear all this stuff up. And hopefully that there we go. Bring that up. Bluetooth battery going into the second game. Yeah, I got to figure something out. Do Crawley have a chance today? The football gods have to smile on Crawley at some point in time, right? I mean, just blame my wife's Wi-Fi consumption? Could. I don't know what the problem. Like usually, I get an idea as to what it is. Here, I don't have an idea. But it's like who did Crawley have their last minute goal against last time? Crawley Town matches. Because it was 3-1. It was Bolton. So I didn't watch. They beat Stevenage 3-1 on Tuesday. So that's positive. You look before that, they had a last second goal. They picked goal at the 90th plus 9 minutes into added time. So the 99th minute, they had an own goal to end up dropping their point that they'd fought for and arguably earned against Bolton. And then you go to the game before that. That was the game with us that we had a late goal to end up stealing points there. So they've gone on a bit of a run of bad luck. Now they did pull out a match against Stevenage and actually scored goals against Stevenage, which is impressive in and of itself. So I'm not going to say they're completely out of it. I think that they've certainly got an opportunity. Well, I don't think this game's going to be necessarily on. I paid for it. Wigan got 10 quid. And the sly little buggers, where it's normally 10 quid for a one-time match, Wigan packages it together and says it's 10 quid, but it's on a rolling monthly subscription. So I have to go back in and cancel, or else I'm going to get dinged over and over and over again at 10 quid to pay for Wigan athletic matches. And I don't like that as an option. Or at least if it is, I'd like to be able to toggle it off. But yeah, no League One games right now on Paramount. So you're stuck with me to follow along. Looking for Stockport to drop points. Would love to get Crawley Town to do things in at home against Wickham. Birmingham City, they can win out. I don't really care what happens to them. They're so far ahead. They're 7 points up on second place. They're 8 points up on us, and they have 2 games in hand on us. And from Andy's, maybe we should bring that up. Do you have that that graphic that Andy did about Birmingham's run-in?
Sure. Give me a sec.
Yeah, if you pull that up, I'm gonna have to. I think I crashed my Discord, so I'm gonna have to
Load it up here.
Oh, I didn't crash it.
General. Least surprising fact of the day, they're only here
for Wrexham, and just showing all the attendances of stadiums when Wrexham comes to play, selling out everywhere they go.
It's up on the screen.
But it's for Birmingham's. Here's the chart that Andy put together and put into the Discord, and I should provide the link if you guys want to do that. And I love this. I do want to talk to him about getting the CSV and figuring out. The game has not started, by the way, so we'll get that to you as soon as it does get started. They're standing over the ball, and it should be quickly. And I'll come back to the graphic maybe after we do this. The whistle blows, and we are underway. For Wigan, they're going from right to left on your computer monitors. For Stockport County, in the yellows with the really busy fronts, going from left to right. And so we'll watch this one unfold in front of us 15 seconds in right now, with Stockport an early opportunity into the box, and it's just going to get cleared up into the air. It's only going to go 20 yards out, and so far Stockport coming out swinging early. Left-footed! Sam Tickle! Tickle with the great save, and it comes back, and it ends up being booted away from Kyle Wooten as a desperate clear there, and it's going to be a corner to start things early. Okay, way more excitement on this one to start early on as Tickle I let himself go. That's kind of a bad stop. The defender got out of the way, opened up the pathway for him to be able to stop it, and he ended up giving up a big juicy rebound, and here comes a right-footed corner from the left-hand side for Stockport. In swinger from the left. It's up. No, it's short and it's flat and it's right out in front, out of the area, right-footed and blocked. Let's go back to the Birmingham graph. So what this shows is you can see the place, what the games are that they have left. Obviously, for Birmingham City, and we're sitting here at February 15th, they've got Charlton Athletic today. They're sitting in 5th. Look at the places. Ignore all the teams, but just look at the places. They've got Charlton Athletic, who's sitting 5th today. Then they've got Reading 9th, Leighton 7th, Wickham 2nd, Bolton 8th. So they're playing sort of top-ish tier teams over the next 5 games here. Then it goes to middle of the table. Lincoln City, Stevenage, Northampton Town. Oh, he's got Stevenage twice, so they've got to play. They're playing a makeup game from the first half there. And so they've got their mid-table run. Then they go into the bottom of the table. Shrewsbury, Bristol, interrupted with Barnsley, Peterborough, Blackpool, Crawley, Burton, Mansfield, Cambridge. Their run-in is sort of a walk in the park. So if they go 5-0 here, I mean, you can pretty much book it already. But they're going to have this thing. They're going to have the league and the championship free and clear. Probably one would expect by early March if they're able to take care of these 5 games. Does that change anything? No. Do I want them to kick the crap out of Charlton today? Absolutely. And so that's where we'll sit with it. Back to the game. Daddy Patty, the game has started. The clock should be running. It should be at 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And it's been, other than that first little punch there, by Stockport, it's just sort of been a midfield battle. But I would like to talk, and I haven't seen Andy in for this one today, but I would like to talk to him about getting the CSV and putting that into like a Canva graphic and spitting that out. If he'd be okay with it, they're back playing pass about with a high press from Stockport. They're certainly after it, and they're able to break it down on the deck and just run from basically, that's a 40-yard run down the right wing. It was that a decode on that run, and it's swing it on back. Carragher over to Milish. Milish moving it forward, left-hand side. Spun around. That's weird. Nice little play, and gets it up forward, right to the penalty edge of the penalty, away by Toure, who was covering over on that side. So a little bit more enterprising from the Latics. Man, piss poor attendance. I mean, I know that it's a big stadium, and I know that you're not playing well, but like button down below if you haven't had a chance to hit it. We're going to go do a long throw here as Wooten is all the way back defensively. Going to go near post, flicked on and bounced off of the head of the defender, and it's just going to go for a corner instead. I would have thought that Toure would have had an opportunity to go and get that one, but a little bit slow to react as it smacked Norwood in the forehead, I believe it was, and it bounces off, and Hinchliffe is going to get it here. And he's got the phone in the pocket and shovel in the driveway. The sound of crunch. In swinger wasn't a dangerous spot. Ends up bouncing right back. And here comes another Wigan entry into the box. Headed away, headed down. Adiko collects 18 yards, 19 yards. He's going to get it over to the left-hand side. And that's a nice little pass. It's into the area, across the face of goal, left-footed. Oh, he muffed it. And that's left shoulder. Wigan, what are you doing? Across the face of goal, and I don't know who whiffed on that first opportunity, but shame on you. Skiffed on it so badly that it ended up going instead of towards goal, but back spun out towards the 18-yard box. Oh, my God. And then right there, it's up for Weir. Oh. Hey, W&G. Loving that update. Crawley up 1-0. Go on, Crawley Town. Do your thing. Right now, destiny is not in our hands. I mean, until the end of the game, I guess, and we'll see how this goes. Because we need help from elsewhere to be able to get to where we need to be. Oh, I guess not true. We still have the game against Wickham, so it's still in our hands. It just means we have to win that one. So I take that back. But I'd like to improve our options as Wigan. I still don't know who had that whiff on the first one. The second one was Weir, and there's another one into the area, and it's blocked. And that was Weir who missed that one by another 6 feet the other way. Is this just a young kid? Like, how old is Jensen Weir? 23. I guess a little bit older than, I mean, not entirely young, but he's had some right position, right time, good handle, good first touch, just shocking finish. Like, he nutmegged that player and missed everybody, and it missed by 10 yards to the right-hand side. Go on, Crawley.
I'm going to step away for a moment.
Yeah, go ahead. Drawn back, and it's going to be Hinchliffe looking to build things up for Stockport down the right-hand side. All the way up to Noyle. Noyle back to Connolly, and he's going to play with Hinchliffe, and Hinchliffe right footer through the middle of the pitch, giving it away. Wigan maintains control, and then two bad first touches by two consecutive players just to give away, and here comes Stockport on a counter-attack. Maintained control. Whew. Some of these back passes. Hard attack-inducing stuff. This one got a little bit more action than the Northampton game that we saw. That's for damn sure. Is that one we were in control, maintained, possessed, powered through, and then just shut them down. Let me know your thoughts on the Birmingham Charlton one. You're sitting there, and if you're going to look at the table, you've got Charlton up and coming and nipping at our heels. Do you think that there's any reason or anybody who would hope that Birmingham doesn't just win out and take the championship and go home? I just don't think we've got a shot at it. Does anybody think I'm wrong, I guess would be the question. Sorry, just getting close to the computer screen again. I gotta remember to sit back. Championship to Brum. Yes. No. I'm just curious. I'll put that out as a poll. You can let me know your thoughts. Are we just conceding it to Brum? I certainly am. I mean, I would have them score 10 in every single match they have and just walk their way through the entire competition. That's would be my preference. If we can make that happen, that would be great. Wigan just with maintained control so far. To be fair, since that first foray by Stockport, it's probably been about 6 minutes of extended possession. Although that was just a complete waste as it goes back to the keeper. Like, it's stuff like that doesn't make any sense to me. You get a back pass as the keeper, and you just thump it all the way down by Sam Tickle the length of the field and give it over to Ben Hinchliffe so that they get the ball. Why? I am clear when I'm leaning into the camera. All right. Let me just see if I can do this and see if this changes anything. Do I have to get one of those fancy things? I'll let Brendan, when he comes back, make it so that I'm not so close, as I'm going to be staring you right in the face. Never had the problem with this in the first one, so I don't know exactly what's happened. But we'll continue on. The lights are at the hat. I got a little bit of a shadow too. 1 second here. Oh, not much in it. 11 minutes. Stockport right there, left footer down the length of the field, and they'll flop and a dive, and it's going to end up getting a free kick that was easily granted. I guess the easy thing is you can always just turn off the audio or turn off the video, right? Short free kick taken, going to go over to the right-hand side, and that was a wasted enterprise. I wonder why you'd move everybody over and then just thump it to the guy right next to you, and he crosses it out of the for a throw-in. Wasted play there. Is that Norwood, the veteran? It making no sense. I heard a thump and a child crying, which always makes me nervous, but it sounds like everybody's okay. Oh, I better go check.
I will entertain you while Sean is gone. Oh, he's back.
Oh, God.
Still no scores. Just a Crawley game, 1-0. It's the only score. Extra one against Cambridge earlier when we were playing. Oh, W&G Bristol just scored.
Oh my, it's been that kind of day as the house is moving and the kids are crying. Bristol Rovers go up 1-0. We've got just walked in. Stockport's going to have a right-footed cross. Norwood going to take it. Right-footed corner into the area, headed away, 20 yards out, moved over, and collected there by Diamond. Come on, Latics. Exactly. Call me Milo. Although we're Wrexham fans, we're definitely... As we go through it, Exeter eked out points today, which helpful for them. I should load up the League One table and leave it there. I mean, for Exeter, they're down in 17th, even with the win. For them, helping to secure themselves away from the relegation zone, I guess, is the biggest assist that they could have, taking out Cambridge, who's still languishing at the bottom of the table. Barnsley up 1-0. I'll take that. Huddersfield's sitting at 50 points. Barnsley's at 44. Huddersfield's got... we'll be equal on points or on matches played, I guess, at the end of the day. And so I would take a Barnsley win on that one. Turnover there. Possession with Wigan just across the half, going to draw it all the way back. And it's just maintain possession by Wigan. I haven't looked at the possession stats for a while, but it feels to me as though it's been an extended possession. Wow, I'm wrong. 34% to 66% in favor of Stockport County, because it just feels like their center backs have been holding the ball for an extended period of time. And what I've been impressed about by Wigan is their ability to pass through and on the deck to get this forward. Now they're getting stuck in the midfield, but they draw it all the way back there. They've got no issue with breaking down the press. It's a high press that's been coming from Stockport. It's when they get to sort of the halfway to 35 yards away from the Stockport goal, the wall resets itself through the midfield, and they haven't been able to crack through that. And I was saying that earlier, right, Brendan? Wigan is empty. Opportunity here. What? 18 yards, moves into the 9 yards, goes to hook in a right footer and thumps it. What was that? 20 yards high and 40 yards wide. Like, was nowhere close. Just the final ball into the box. A little bit poor by Civic. A little bit poor. I mean, he shot that beyond the corner flag from the right-hand side. Leighton going up 1-0 on Lincoln. Leighton sitting at 7th, 48 points. Adding that 3 point, well, I put them up to 50. Same number of games as us. And I think on that one, Lincoln sitting at 41 points. Draw is fine. I'd probably take a Lincoln win if we could. Hinchliffe, going to get us back underway. Battle is on. One by Wigan, flicked forward. Adiko now stabs at Stockport's going to be able to regain control, and it's with Connolly on the back. Connolly to Noyle. Noyle, long ball down the right, searching for Diamond. Diamond kind of took a stab as he was falling over. He had Milish right on him, and he's going to scoop it over. Oh, and well done by Moxon to maintain an extra possession there, sneaking it in, gets it over Norwood. And it's going to come back, and Stockport County is going to recycle. Conley over to the left-hand side, gets it to Pye. Lincoln Wynn maybe overly. Yes, I recognize that, but I would still take it. Yeah, got the Huddersfield losing 1-0. Well, I was just saying that's the one that if you would have talked to me about 3 weeks ago on what I would want out of that, I would have been certain we would be cheering for a draw. But as it sits right now with Barnsley having the horrible run that they had that's been more extended and Huddersfield sort of struggling, I think I'm okay with the Barnsley win on this one. Blackpool in a battle near the bottom, going up 1-0 on Mansfield. This one being walked forward slowly by Carragher, who's going to move it over to the left to Kerr. High line here. And so this is Wooten running around, and he goes all the way back to, man, that's just piss poor by Tickle. Tickle's having himself a shocking game in the back, not with the goal stopping or the shot stopping, but just his re-entries and getting it back into play. He stumped one down the entire pitch and just gave it over to Hinchcliffe, and there he put one through the deck and just kicked it to a Stockport player. And there's a collision free kick going to have to come to Stockport. I don't quite know what the play there was. Asamoah, who just ran over Noyle.
Wrexham just scored.
Shrewsbury go up on Bolton. And I heard that in the background, but I'm waiting. W&G with the update. Wickham drawing even in Crawley. You know what? I'll still take that. No more goals in that one. I'm totally fine. So hoping W&G, you can stay silent on that game for us. We'll take it. We'll go from there. Any points lost in Crawley is a good result. No, Woody, I don't. I'm curious what other people think in the chat, but I think that the decision not to play Ogonkwo was because of either banged up or not happy with performance because he wasn't his best in the last match, or a combination of both. But I'm curious to see what everybody else thinks. Feel free to throw that one in there. That was a dangerous looking cross, and the only option that was available for Melish as it got across to him on the far post was to knock it out. And so this is going to be a corner kick, another one from the right-hand side for Stockport. What are the corners now? 3-1? Jump onto the stats here really quickly. Go down to corners. Short, again, entered into the area, stabbed away, and it's recollected. 3-1 are the corners in favor of Stockport County. Stockport going to the right-hand side, headed into the area again, cleared away. Conceded a throw as it was not able to maintain that one. Asamoah fighting things down there. I mean Ogonkwo is our number one, but the fact that Howard Trump got his assist today kind of leads to the wisdom of Parkey and his coaching to put in a guy who's going to be able to help you build up through the pitch, because let's be honest, Ogonkwo has two weaknesses. Well, maybe three. He's a little bit weaker low on the left-hand side with his shot stopping. Everything else is amazing, but low near side, low left-hand side, he struggles. Two, his restarts, his play through the back and trying to get things started is weak, and he struggles. And not enough control and confidence in the box to come out and punch and collect when he needs to. In a game against Northampton, where I think Chomp comes out as the preferred player, potentially a preferred keeper potentially is he's got that under control. He will set you up through the back. He will help build things up for you. And his control. He's not going to make the amazing save, but his ability to control and limit opportunities was good. I'd love to see Ogonko improve on those areas. And if in a game where we can anticipate more shots on goal, I want me Ogonko. But let's be honest, they didn't have a shot on goal for the whole game, so it made sense to have Chomp. He got an assist and didn't have to take a shot. Doesn't help the save percentage. Probably my favorite player at Wrexham, says Brennan. That was just Mark playing like Mark and it worked out first. Yeah, I'm with you. Man, the referee looks like he could be a villain in a villain in a Hollywood script. Darren Drysdale. Good to just bring up the stats here because it's starting to settle into like kind of a ho-hum. 66%, 4%. The ball possession in favor of Stockport. 3 shots to 2 in favor of Stockport. 1 on target in favor of Stockport. Not a lot of passes. 114 to 62.
And here come Wigan Athletic. They get a turnover. They're going to come over the left-hand side, building up, and then lost control. And it's going to be a counter opportunity down the right-hand side, and just continuing to just bully his way down the right-hand side, gets it across.
Moxon over the left to Toure. Toure back to Moxon. Going to 35 yards out, draw it forward, and misses his opportunity to link up with Oluwafe. And there's a foul on a turnover, and they tried to get it back. And that was Taylor coming all the way back as the forward in a 4-2-3-1 to interfere with Collar, take the ball away, and then gets fouled. It goes the other way. And Reading goes up 1-0 on Rotherham. And Birmingham gets its first against Charlton. Overall, if I'm manager, I play AO 90% because he can stop. Yes, I agree with you. Unless he's dinged up and banged up and still recovering from, injury and getting back with the wrists and everything. And who knows? Whether it's just to find some more confidence, whether it's because it was strategic and they thought we're not going to face any shots or not very many, and we want to have the build-up option. Tickle down the left-hand side, Wigan, and they've done this brilliantly all day long. This is where they hit the wall now, as they build all the way through the deck and they get it forward with Mellish, and he's able to break them down. So now we're moving forward. Adiko, right-hand side, 25 yards out. Do a thing, Wigan. Crossing over along the face of the goal, left footer, stopped. Going to be a corner on the right-hand side. Enterprising, I'm all for it, from Jay Smith, who gets across the face of goal and from 20 yards, takes a left footer. Didn't get as much of it as I think he would have liked, and it ended up being a relatively easy stop low on the near side. If you went far post, maybe would have had an opportunity, but coming near post, it was an easy cross and jump across for Hinchliffe. And here comes the left-footed in swinger near post and headed away clear, and it's going to land right there for Weir. Gets it back over. Cross imminent by Wigan. No, he's going to take it and try and get a shot. I don't know why he did that. He had 7 jerseys all in front. I've got 2 Smiths. I've got a Jay Smith and I've got a Scott Smith. And Jay Smith forward on the right-hand side, Scott Smith midfielder on the left-hand side. "27 minutes. Whew. That 4 in the start going to kick you every time. It's getting close to 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock, and I need me a nap. Throw in Wigan, left-hand side. Mellish all the way up to go and take this one, and he's got Asamoah up ahead of him. Instead, he decides to draw it back 32 yards out. Not controlled by Weir, so it's flicked up in the air, and here comes Stockport looking to break. Bouncing around. Ooh, giveaway. Weird little shift off, and Ndiko's able to grab it, get it over to the right-hand side. John Smith 18 yards, taking on his man, looks for the cross, doesn't, spins it, draws it back. Civic draws it back even further, and it's going to be a complete switch all the way over to the left-hand side. Mellish getting it over to Asamoah. Asamoah for Wigan. It's turning, spinning, nothing there. He gets away from his man. Asamoah gets dragged. Oh, he swept his legs. And now he's going to give a free kick the other way. And a yellow card. I don't know if that was for the arguing and the reaction. That first one was a foul. He swept his leg out from under him. Right? Boof. Oh, yeah. He right-footed, clattered into the back of the legs, knocked him down. The hard foul that came afterwards was certainly a foul. And I think he got a yellow for arguing. Was the Lincoln goal disallowed? It's not showing on the league table. Let's go and have a look. I've got Leighton Orient up 1-0 on Lincoln. I don't have a Lincoln goal. Swept the leg as the meme goes up. Sweep the leg. That was actually perfectly fitting because that's exactly what happened. Went to sweep the leg, and then the other guy went in high with a shoulder barge. Picked up a yellow card for it. Wooten, 1 touch in the air, 2 touches in the air, and then finally stripped away by the defender, and it's going to get spun around. Weir with it, still spinning. Halfway line, draws it over to Mellish, and Wigan, I give him credit. It's stuff that we don't see from Wrexham, is maintain possession, but while still searching for opportunities. It's not just bringing it back to thump it forward. It's bringing it back to then build it on the deck. And a nice little touch there. Adiko over to the right-hand side. Long run forward. Civic got it back to Adiko. Johnny Smith is there, and he got it forward to him. Johnny Smith looking for options. Going to carry it all the way along. And then bad pass. Here comes Stockport. Sweep the leg. So I don't have the goal up. If there was a reported goal in the Leighton Lincoln game by Lincoln, I don't have it. If I go to the game and I go to the commentary, I just saw another goal. Because they just scored. I'm not watching the game. I only know that they just scored a left-footed shot from the center of the box to the bottom right corner by Sonny Perkins, assisted by Ethan Galbraith. Brendan's going to add the sweep the leg. It's been a fun little feature to have that where you guys in chat can control things, and thanks to Brendan for figuring that out and sending it through. As Stockport gets hauled down, long run forward. So yeah, 2-0 Leighton is up. Come on. I'm just really struggling this morning. Out of town scoreboard, not really doing what we want it to be doing, other than potentially the one game that's the most important, other than this one, with Wickham and Crawley. Dangerous! Oh, just missing. I'm not sure if that was that for a cross or did that get headed out straight? Whether that's a corner. It was a long delivery by Stockport to the far post, and that was a great save. It was a left-footed stab, and then punched up in the air by Tickle, and so it's going to be a corner kick over the left-hand side as Pye was able to get that on the far post. Kind of built up for nothing. Brum is up, which I'm not really worried about. Brum is going to do Brum things, and I hope that they do. Take away points from everybody else, and that's fine. We got our 1 point off of them, and that's about as good as you can expect. Ooh, dangerous as it went through and then ended up being cleared by a defender for another corner kick. Come on now. Clear this stuff and go the other way in a counterattack, Wigan. But you look, Brum being up Stockport and Wickham being equal is about as good as you can think. Leighton moving up, not what we want, but Charlton is losing. Huddersfield is losing. So I'll take all of that. You know what? It's not that bad. You look at this; it is pretty rosy. Other than the Leighton Orient match, we'll take the results. If the games were to end right now, I think we'd be pretty happy. Long corner comes out, bounces, short delivery, and then just completely mishit. Torre, right foot, and drove that thing entirely wide, and he runs back and goes, "That's why you're a defender." It's because you can't kick accurately, as that was a shocking attempt from 22 yards out. Bounces out, left footer, and just misses everything. Not even close. But tell me if I'm wrong. I think you'd take this. Birmingham's up 1-0. Fine. That puts them at 69 points. But Wickham, draw. Sure, we'll take it. Stockport, drawing. Yeah, we'll take that. Leighton Orient going to sneak up into 5th place with the win, but Charlton going down, and they've been hot recently. Points in their last 5. Huddersfield down 0-1. That puts them on points being dropped in 6 in a row if it ended. And then Reading doing its thing where it goes hot and cold, hot and cold. I would take to the results right now. I mean, I guess the only thing that could get better would be Wickham and Stockport to lose, but is that just getting too greedy? Pye with it, gets it to Connolly. Stockport has it 20 yards out, and they're going to build up through the back, through the middle of the pitch now. Noyle decides to switch us on early and gets it back over to Pye. Nothing available for him, so he's going to go to Connolly. And both teams set in trying to break things down. The press is forward, and they've gone all the way back to Hinchliffe as a consequence. Halfway line is Stockport, advances it all neatly up the left-hand side. Norwood, Morton playing catch for Stockport, left-hand side, halfway line. Norwood advances it another step forward. Still nothing there, and there's a right-footed cross over, swung to the other side. And swinging, nothing there. Diamond getting that over on the right-hand side, delivered it, and just easily collected by Sam Tickle. And away we go. Get greedy, Sean. All right, we'll get greedy. So we want a Wigan goal right now. Go up 1-0. And then we'll get Crawley to add another one. Break the hearts of Wickham. And we're good to go. Diamond maintains control, gets it back. Noyle has it left-hand side. Connolly, Stockport looking to build again all the way back to Hinchliffe, and it goes back to Connolly. It's already been 36 minutes gone, just 10 minutes left in the half. They have, I wouldn't say coming hard. I mean, they haven't really done anything. They've the possession certainly is there. Oh, advanced ball forward. Nice little challenge there. Wigan into the area. He couldn't maintain possession. That was an opportunity there for Taylor, but he loses control, and it's just to Hinchliffe, and away they go the other way. Just going to go to the stats really quickly. I mean, Stockport County's XG is at 0.43. They do have 5 total shots, 2 shots on target. It just feels somewhat limited. Pressing well, not giving up much space. Stockport again advances in forward. Oluwafe through the middle of the pitch, dancing right, dancing left. He's going to go to the right-hand side. Diamond, cross in, stabbed, and he's going to go out for a throw. No, the English spins it back, and it's Noyle gets it to Diamond. And now it's out, and it'll be a throw in on the right-hand side for Stockport. Give it a shot, Dave Foster. I think you're doing a sweep the leg. There it is. Hey, Mirko, how are you? It is a tough start in the sense of waking up this early. There's a sweep the leg goes. Love it. The new addition. Brendan in the background having fun setting up new memes. Tickle going to get this one started. 38 minutes. He's got players to the right and the left of him. Wooten and Oluwafe are up there looking to prey on them if he's going to just kick it forward. And here comes the restart. Come on. What do we do with this one? I mean, I'm sitting there trying to get excited about a game where it's just the best that I can say about these two teams is they've had some very accurate passes through the back. That's all we got. There's a long, we haven't seen this in a while, is Hinchliffe launches that one long for Wooten and Oluwafe to go and get, and they're able to. The long ball somewhat works, but it has to come back anyways and get recycled. Norwood. Over to Conley, right-hand side. Stops, waits, Norwood turns around, spins. Brendan, are you watching the hockey? The Four Nations, USA, Canada?
I'm not. Is the game on at the moment?
I think it's a 7 p.m. Eastern start. Four Nations face-off preview. No bigger rivalry. Sorry?
On, yeah.
I didn't look up. Finland, Sweden, and Bell Center in Montreal, and then the United States, 8 p.m. That's got to be Eastern time, 5 p.m. Pacific. Yeah. And then after that, they go down to some place in Boston called the TD Garden. And they'll have the final there. So it's 4 games in Montreal, and then the last 2 games of the round robin and the final will be in Boston. Pre-game at 4:30. 4 o'clock in Newfoundland. Stoppage in play. Getting some treatment here. I missed, to be completely fair, as to why Mr. Tickle's on the ground. Just to go around the scoreboards while we do that, I mean, you've got it on your screen so you can see it, but I guess I'll just read them off myself. Barnsley up 1-0 on Huddersfield, 41st minute. W&G in there with the updates, and Brendan with it up on the screen. Birmingham up 1-0 on Charlton. I'm good with that. Knock Charlton down, Brum. Take all the points you can. Mansfield up 2-1 against Blackpool. Bristol Rovers in the relegation battle up 1-0 on Burton. That Crawley-Wickham thing, I don't want any late minute nightmare for Crawley today. They've had enough of them recently. I'm hoping they're able to come out with that one and walk away, take out Wickham. Leyton Orient up 2-0. That's a result that probably would prefer to be a draw or at least a Lincoln win. So maybe that's the one game that we'd absolutely change in any circumstance. That and Wickham. Reading up 1-0 on Rotherham. Shrewsbury up 1-0 on Bolton. And Stevenage and Peterborough. Peterborough, who we play on Tuesday, sitting at 0-0. Extended treatment here for Mr. Tickle. What are you thinking for the score there? I'm going to go with a 4-1 USA win over Canada. But I'm going to say Canada wins the final. 3-2. I mean, the reality is I just don't trust our goalkeeping. Norwood, right-footed corner. Low bullet. Oh, nicely. Well set up. I mean, that was a glorious pass as that just basically skipped off of the dot right around where the penalty spot is and was right there for a right-footed semi-volley. And it was just the right foot. That was perfect delivery. It was a bullet off to Moxon. Skipped once, right footer. There it was. 4-3 overtime for Canada. I mean, if Canada's going to win, we're going to have to score 3, 4, 5 goals in a game because I just don't think that we've got the goalkeeping to shut it down. I mean, the interesting thing about the U.S. is arguably the best regular season goalkeeper of all time in Hellebuck, but he just can't get anything done in the playoffs. And is this the right sort of environment for him? Anyways, we're talking too much hockey as it's Wigan coming all the way forward. Left-footed, that's just going to be a corner over on the left-hand side. Noyle with the tackle. Screaming for a free kick. I don't think it was, to be fair. I thought that was a great tackle. I'm curious. I'm going to watch this one again. Oh, that's just a great tackle. Sorry. Asamoah got down. Ball. Ooh, ball and then ankle. I'd still take it. Asamoah went down a little easy. So here we go. Right-footed in-swinger by Wigan. Dangerous. Right in front of the middle. Low driving. Too hard for Hinchliffe to go and get at it, but it's just cleared, and it's Wigan possessing it over on the right-hand side. Cross back in. Lots of bodies in the box. Comes free. 18 yards. Hammered. Oh, big save. Massive by Hinchliffe. My word. Reactionary save on a bullet where he got the leg out. Stretched as far as he could and stopped that. Man, oh, and he's gone down. Did he hurt himself? I wouldn't be surprised if there's a groin pull on that one because, yeah. Hinchliffe up, and there's a drag down. It's going to be a free kick the other way. Oh, Leighton is Tuesday. Posh game is the following week. Sorry, my bad. My bad, you're right. Watch the national anthems on mute. What do you do with the protest? Because the NHL obviously coming out because of the Canadians booing the U.S. anthem and saying, please be respectful. So if you're at risk, you paid all that money to get a ticket, and are you going to be worried about, like, you need to have the whole stadium boo so that they can't kick out everybody, but you can't be somebody who's just booing by yourself because they'll just ask you to leave. So what do? Do you just sit throughout the U.S. anthem? I think that would probably be my protest. I'd probably just sit through the anthem. Not to be disrespectful to my individual friends in the United States, but as far as the whole pushback with the tariffs and all that sort of stuff, I think that that's the appropriate gentle protest. Either that or do you stand and face the other way? I don't know. I think just sitting. The silent protest. If we're being told not to boo, then don't boo. Just stay seated. The best comment I saw was there's two types of Canadians. I'm sorry and you're about to be sorry. Yeah, it's not you, it's him. Back under. Oh, and Hinchliffe just went down again. Oh no, that's the replay. I was like, what just happened there? I wouldn't be surprised if he's coming out. I think he overextended on that bullet save, and Corey Adai is going to have to come in on this one. And Corey Adai is up, standing, and moving about. I'll tell you what, that was a save and a half. And so he made the save. He stops it with his right foot, and he goes and delivers, and he just. I would assume that he had a niggling problem from the save, overstretched to the right to be able to get that one, and then he went to just go and deliver it and hurt himself. Corey Adai stepping in. The Maple Leaf Was that the day the flag was born? Canadian flag. The day after Valentine's Day? Really? Stepping away from the red ensign. February 15th, 1965. There you go. There's David pitching in. If you want to watch the game, sit to protest. Yeah, I think that's probably the best we can do. 60th birthday of the flag. All the way forward, Wigan's going to get us only 2 minutes of out of time, but then we had the extended break that we're already into the 48th minute and it's going, but I imagine we'll get another 2-3 minutes here as a consequence of Hinchliffe being down. It's too bad he couldn't have stayed on just for the 2-3 minutes and use that window, but in any event, can't do it. Just flicked on. Stockport there. Tickle grabs it. So all told, as far as the first half goes, Wigan and Stockport, not much in it, but you'll sort of take this at this point in time, right? We'll go around, check the scoreboards here in the second, but we're just waiting for everything to settle down as Tickle's in no rush. Wigan's happy to get this one forward. Tickle's advancing it forward, headed on there. And Adai runs out and boots it out of play. So we're going to get a throw in because of a Adai sort of misplay, and Mellish is all the way in to throw it in. An extra ball makes its way onto the pitch.
Sean, can I play a risky meme of what Americans think about Canadians being mad at them?
I depend. Is it going to be offensive to Canadians? Go for it. Well, it'll be a talking point. I won't see what's going to play, but I say go for it, and then we can have a chat about it later. I'm watching both screens. So it's going to be a long throw being delivered in here by Wigan. Mellish all the way forward. I feel bad for you. I don't think about you at all. See, that's why
I'm doing it all in fun. I'm not trying to.
Oh no, I get it. But I actually think that's to our benefit. I mean, the whole trade war thing, the reality and the surprising thing, maybe not surprising, is the solidarity that it's had. I mean, if you're going to get into a trade war where you're going to be setting 25% tariffs but go on both sides, I mean, you really need solidarity as far as a response. And I mean, the border crossings have gone down by 75%, 75 to 80%. The Bellingham stores are screaming about their empty parking lots. In Canada, we don't shop at, or you're not supposed to shop at, American stores. So Costco, Walmart, not getting visited in exchange for Loblaws places. And everybody's walking around. Apps are being created with buy Canadian features. And so it's all basically like a unification of us sticking our middle fingers in the air and doing everything we can to hurt the U.S. We've never done that. We've never focused on how are we going to fuck over the U.S. And it's now a collective mob. I mean, yes, we're a smaller mob, I guess, comparatively, but it's a collective mob of Canadians just being like, how can we screw you guys over? Let's figure it out. And everybody's talking about it, and we're kind of having fun with it. It's like that the whole message of I'm sorry. Canadians having two versions. I'm sorry, or you will be sorry. And it's been interesting. So, and I get it from the American perspective. It's kind of like, meh, we're gonna let it all play out. We don't really care. We're the U.S. And we're gonna be big enough. But I think it's in per capita range, it's gonna probably hurt the U.S. more than it's gonna hurt us. And so we'll see what happens. On other news, I did get to watch the Fearless in Devotion 200th episode podcast. I've been working on the response. The problem is there's so much meat and potatoes in that thing that I just don't know where to go about it. Because there's statements that I don't disagree with the statements that Mr. Williamson makes. But they are contradictory in a sense. And so I'm curious as to how assertive I go with this video. And I say that because I don't want to rip the crap out of the club or out of him. But there's stuff that doesn't make sense. He says, on the academy, it's a 1, a 3, a 5-year plan. And he goes and then turns around and says, so you're looking at a 7, a 10, a 15-year plan. And I'm going, blah, blah, blah. Like that demands a follow-up. He talks about the academy being category 3 and says, here's what we want to do is we want to make sure we have, and he lists off a bunch of stuff. And what he lists off are all things that are required by the regulations. And I'm like, so tell us the vision, tell us more. Get into the meat and potatoes of it. Don't just give us the simple glad hand stuff. But to explain it, I think I have to go through and say, what's the difference between a category 3 and a category 2? How does that impact the revenues that are spent, the coaches that are provided, all that sort of stuff? And so I haven't enjoyed any of his discussion so far. And that's the sense that I have is I found what was given were platitudes, and they were platitudes that are required by the regulations. But the only way to demonstrate that is to sit down and actually say, look, here's the 93-page youth academy regulations. And here are the things that they require of you regarding nutritionalists and education, both academic and work experience, and away from football and related to football, to ensure that the kids that are there, because let's be honest, only like 1% are going to make it through. So for the other 99%, you're looking for them to find careers and not hate the whole experience, because then they'll encourage people not to go through it. So what do? Everything he said, this is what I'm really excited for, is we're going to make good people. Well, but that's what the whole freaking system is set up for. So I was like, so what really matters to me is every club has to make a vision statement. It's mandated by the rules. And why is it so secretive? I would love to see Wrexham. I would love to see Wrexham come out with a mission statement and say, this is what it is, and make it available for the mob. Try and look up what category 1, category 2, category 3s advertise as far as their academy. And they don't. It's almost like it's this secret club. And I don't get it. What does Wrexham stand for? Get that message out there. The other thing is the on the training ground, and the one that made me like really throw, and I guess I just make the damn video and have this sort of discussion, is he says, not so much the drinking from the fire hose thing that bothered me, but he said, we're working on the cop. Why we hit the pause button makes some sense. We're going to do it right. We only have one time to do it. We're future proofing. We're going to build it for a certain purpose. But then what he says is, I'm not going to buy a training ground because I want to get a spade in the ground on the cop first. Why?
Doesn't make any sense. He's a used car salesman.
Why?
Says, what you do about nothing. I felt I got clickbaited with the statements, and then Liam Roberts comes out and makes a video on it as if it's like big news. And to your point, it was nothing. There was no
nothing.
News.
And in fact, it was bad news. Okay, so he goes, he admits he goes to the ownership and he says, I'm going to ask for a whole bunch of money. Fair. And he talks about all of the importance that if you're going to go up into the championship and do a certain degree League One, that you want to end up having all of your ducks in a row with the training ground, because when you try to get talent here, they want to know what your training ground looks like. We don't have one. We're using Collier's Park in a share agreement. So get the damn ground going. And even if you don't want to build it up, even if you're not going to put like crazy facilities into it, even if you're not going to make it spectacular, you still need the land. And land is a finite resource.
There's no way they can't be done, concurrently, not consecutively, right? That's ridiculous.
Yeah. So, the biggest challenge for me, and this is where I look at Charlton Athletic, and I'm going to be honest, their CEO is outstanding. And you listen to the podcast that he does, Where Has the Money Gone? With a Birmingham fan. It's a Birmingham fan and a Charlton Athletic CEO. God, I'm like, the insight and the forethought and the attention to detail is at another level. And when you hear the messaging that he delivers, as far as, hey, Wrexham's coming, and this is what Wrexham has, is they have a lot of followers. They don't have a lot of fans. We know that we're going to be able to do some stuff. So what do? We make up a half scarf, sell that off. Foreigners buy all the half scarves. We make a whole crap load of money, right? We open it up and we allow some of Wrexham fans that are not Charlton fans to sit in the home section, the home support section, because we don't think that they're going to be that loud. We make some extra money. And so this is how we're going to profit off of what their success is. And he identifies for Wrexham going forward, they need to capture the lightning in a bottle. He doesn't say lightning in a bottle. Williamson said that. He said, how do we take advantage of this lightning in a bottle moment? And to me, you need to grab those followers and turn them into fans. And you need to open everything up and allow the floodgate to occur. And instead, he goes conservative. And so I guess I just take the clip and I have this conversation, and maybe I do it in a live. And I'll have some graphics already and put them up there, and we'll have discussion pieces, and everybody can come in and have a chat. Maybe do I do it that way, or do I put it together as a package so that it sits in perpetuity? I'm in your hands. To those of you that are here, how would you like to get that packaged? I think you missed the point that we were looking for locations around Wrexham, but several have problems that they're not level. So get the process started. They're not going to level themselves. I don't get it. Am I thick? Pick the one that's the best out of the crap. It's not that. What are you going to do? Not buy land? Certainly, you can go through the assessment and identify. Here are the 3 to 8 properties. Here are the pros. Here are the cons. Here are the price. Here's how much we have to put into it. Here's what we're going to be able to build. And so John says, I like to do it live. Should I put up a poll?
By the way, Wild and Free Canadian pointed out, he was throwing it out there that maybe he's trying to keep, like, he doesn't want too many expenditures in one quarter and stuff like that to look good on the books. This isn't a public company. I don't know why you'd care about that. It's not a public company, and that's exactly it. And even if it was a public company, if you can still sell it, you do it, right? Best interest of the company in a way. Well, as long as you forecast that stuff and say that your expenditures are going to be in a certain quarter, then it's meeting expectations that drives the stock price, not the, necessarily the financials all the time. So.
Yeah, and Woody puts a good one. He says, I suggest you have a live interview with Tim as he was there. Yeah, I don't know how to handle that because there was that whole Twitter battle and and it wasn't the FID guys at all, but it was people who were in Wrexham who were suggesting that I was in it trying to clickbait to get credit off of Fearless and Devotion's back, which is not what I was doing at all. I just have criticism of Williamson. And so I feel like I'd be by some I'd be seen as disingenuous to then come back and say, hey guys, do you want to come on and talk about Williamson? The other thing is I don't know if I like the idea of having a fresh opinion because I understand the position that they're in, and Fearless and Devotion is amazing. I give them all the credit in the world. They did a good job with what the task was for them to do, and they performed it admirably. And I have absolutely zero criticism for them in the time space that they had required. They got the questions in that they needed to do. They did the job. Am I going to come and bring them in and say, could you stuck it to them a little bit more? Because they also don't want to go offside. They have a pathway. They're local. And so they've got a balance that they need to do. And I think that they did it impeccably. And so I don't know if I want to do that. But what do we do with the Williamson review video? Do we do a live and see if FID wants in despite what I just said? And I really don't like that option, even if it's voted for, but I'll leave it out there in case you guys are like, no, do that. Or package up a video. And I can do this. I can package up a video with live to follow. And then you guys can chat about it there. So I'll put that out there and I'll just see what you guys get as a sense on how that goes out there, because I've watched it, I've reviewed it, and the problem is the attention to detail, to go through and explain the differences between a Cat 3 and a Cat 2, and to go through the regulations to talk about, hey, here's the nutritionalist and the psychologist and all of these things that are mandated by the rules. What do we do? And I'd like to find it. If I'm going to do that, I'd have to do it at a time where most people can get on, because I don't want to do it at like midnight my time, which would be early morning in Wales. So it'd have to be probably sometime earlier in the morning like this, where everyone in the UK is still up. And Fid did a good job of saying, and what about the academy and what about the training grounds? And you need to do more local connection. Yes, they got the message across. And so I give them across to where the deficiencies are. The problem is I just think that the answers were nothing burgers. And that's not an insult of the journalism and the demanding more. That's not. It's just the basic answer was given out with a chuckle. And I mean, and part of it was a little bit schmarmy about the whole category 3. And he goes, at least it means that we know what we're talking about. Does it? One thing that I'm curious about with the regulations, and I've sort of satisfied myself a little bit of this question is the difference between a category and a 3 and a category 2 is you have to have not just access to separate training facilities and classroom stuff, but you have to have ownership of. And so with the agreement with Darlin High, I don't know whether that qualifies as access or not for the purposes of category 3, category 2. It's something that I need to look into. So I'm getting the votes rolling in. It's something that I'm fascinated to go through. And Nick, I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's very different when you collaborate with somebody where you're just talking about things that you're familiar with and you're comfortable with. On this one, I'm not being critical of them, but I could see how it'd been construed that way. I don't know. I can reach out.
Do you want to do the statistics for the Stockport?
Sure.
A lot of nothing.
I love your person. See, John, this is the frustrating part for me about British football is, it's just a difference in fandom. And I will get into the stats, Brendan, between American and Canadian fans who, when we end up watching the sport, we know or learn all of the salary cap influences and all of those details. So that when you're able to assess a trade or a signing or those sorts of things, you're not just looking at quality of player, but you're saying, is this a productive deal for all of the other reasons, the draft picks that were going, the risks, the cash, the flow, all that sort of stuff. You know all of the rules. I don't think that there's many fans in the UK that understand the financial fair play rules. I don't think there's anybody who understands how the academies work except for the parents that are involved in it. It's like this secret society, and all the people in the UK worry about is quality on the pitch. And even then, because there's the 3 p.m. blackout, I don't think people know what the other teams do around the league other than when they see them come to the stadium. It's this weird support of a sport in a vacuum. And it's a fascinating feature of you. And I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying it's different. And so, understanding this Cat 3, Cat 2, Cat 1 thing is important. As somebody who runs a youth academy and works closely with Wrexham AFC, I have a lot of thoughts of the academy and grassroots situation. And we should end up chatting. Maybe before I put out the video, I send it to you for a filter. Anyways, we're back. I'm going to come back into the stats, and we'll have this conversation and a little bit more as I jump into the stats, and then we'll talk as we are underway and I don't have the clock up there in a 0-0 game. Ball possession, 65% to 35%. Expected goals, Stockport County ahead, 0.5 to 0.22. Equal on shots on target. Byproduct of having more possession, Stockport County with just a little bit more total shots. One big chance, one big miss. And you look at the accurate passes, quite up there to be fair. 450 being the average and 82% on both. And there's a big save there. Stockport County getting that one in on Wigan getting that one in on Corey Adai. Corners, 7-3 in favor of Stockport. It's Stockport with a little bit more control, but really nothing turning. No screws being spun in. Go down the shots on target. We've already gone through that. Shots inside the box and outside of the box, just a slight advantage to Stockport County. It's close. Slight edge Stockport, still sitting 0-0. Could be anybody's game, and away we go. Oh, Nick, it wouldn't. I know that for a fact that Colliers Park wouldn't satisfy the Category 3 requirements because you've got to have facilities in addition to this. I just don't think that the space at Colliers is conducive to having its own academy there. So, Welsh jumping in and saying, just look back at your goal reactions today and you seemed as surprised as we were. Yes. On both of them caught me off guard.
Great picks, by the way, Welsh.
Yeah, and thank you, Techie,
for the pre-games with you.
And since he's here, I'll put the plug. March 22nd is Eat More Chips 100th episode. And they have, for whatever reason, belies logic to me, invited myself. And Josh from the local pundit is also going to be there. I'm not going to say anything ill of Josh. But they've invited us to come and have a little bit of a talk about for the 100th episode. So excited to do that and thankful for the opportunity to come and talk all things Eat More Chips. If you haven't gone, Don't Let Salad Win. Go and check their podcast out. I put them in the same league as Rob Ryan Red and Fearless in Devotion, just difference in style. A little bit more polished on the entries and a little bit more curmudgeon-y on the output. And so I hope that's not an insult because I mean that as a compliment.
I also threw the table up so you can kind of see who's ahead, who's not, and everything.
Yeah, so you look around things and you see the two greens up at the top with Leyton Orient and Birmingham City. Birmingham City is absolutely fine. So to me, if Wickham and Stockport can end at 0-0 or 1-1 as a draw, I'll take it. And so we'll see what ends up happening.
Yeah, you can't have everyone lose around you, and Charlton and Huddersfield being down is nice as well. Same as Bolton.
I mean, the big one to me is what happens from 4 to down. I don't want to be in the playoffs anyway. So let's get the Wickham points off the board. Whether it's they drop 2 points or 1 or 3 points, I don't care. Let's just have them dropping points. It's good stuff, and I find myself chuckles, but I go to other podcasts when I'm in a bad mood because you guys are certainly honest, and so I end up if a game was ugly, I can't go to you guys because then I come out even more frustrated. So I have to go to my happy sources. But when we're ahead, I like to go to you guys because you keep me grounded. So it's good stuff. Go and check them out. Eat More Chips wherever you end up watching your podcasts. This one still working, and I haven't Stockport from right to left on your computer screen. Wigan and they're blue from left to right, and it's just with the midfielders or with the center backs of Stockport kicking it about. Noyle searching and long ball, all that work through the midfield to just end up firing it away, but it's collected by Wigan. Are they able to turn it? No, backwards header that doesn't work, and it's going to get all the way up to Oluwafe, who's going to turn and get it back. Oluwafe, 20 yards out. Going to take the option and give it to Toure over on the left-hand side. He's dancing, cross. No, he's going to stab it. 9 yards away. No, draw it back. Norwood filling in the gap as Stockport. So far, extended possession, all sniffing around the box, but they're all stuck on an arc. That 18-yard box to 30-yard arc. Just not able to crack the nut. And there's the Don't Let Salad Win podcast details up on the screen for you to follow. Left-hand side. Toure got it across and just sort of skips and jumps and bumps and gets it all the way across the diamond. And there's a right-footed block down. Can Wigan go on the counterattack? If they move fast, no, it takes way too long. And then tackle down and play on, says the referee. Norwood, right-hand side. That was piss poor by Wigan. They had the opportunity. They had 4 or 5 guys running forward, and whoever that was that just went to ground there deserves a swift kick in the backside for taking way too long and just getting tackled. 28. Taylor. can always be compensated in cash. Plus, you've got the eyes on the prize. So, I mean, there's benefits that we have as well. So, I mean, get on the front end of the skis and just cross your fingers next year and hope for a 20th position. 21st? 21st. '21 or better, right? It's all we need. And build the damn thing up.
Yeah, we don't need to keep it that nail-bitingly close, by the way. I mean,
sure. But that's, I mean, I would take it. Just all Stockport all the time right now. They're coming in again on a wave as they're moving forward. And right now, Wigan doesn't have an answer to break them down going the other way. And so Toure gets it in, cross, cleared, up in the air. And it's really just Taylor's all by himself out there to run around with four guys. And he's not, a bad pass. Can we get it? Oh, Wigan lost on the counterattack and then give it away. Frickin' noodles. Like, hi, little one. You can come in. You got your blankie. Come and sit over here and say hi to everybody. There you go. It's all Stockport. We don't like Stockport. Boo Stockport.
What's that?
Training ground will resume when Ryan's $100 million lawsuit is resolved. I've been following that. My wife has been, but I'll just say this. The advice I give when we have all the evidence is to just keep it in-house and don't say a damn thing. Just get to the trial and or punch him in settlement but when you go public the way you have, it usually screams trouble. So I assessed the evidence? No, but it's never a good strategy to go public with all the evidence. Oh, opportunity, big save, far post, and Stockport had that chance. Hands on the head there. No, yellow's not winning. We don't want yellow to win. Because that was an opportunity there for Connolly all the way forward. I think it was Connolly anyway. It might have been Norwood 16 or 26, one of the two. Right-footed and the big save there by Tickle.
Black is winning.
Black is winning? The referee? Yes, Black is probably winning right now.
That is winning.
Yeah?
That is winning. It's good.
Let's go. Future of the channel, I guess, right here.
He's too big.
What are we doing?
That is too big.
Mm-hmm.
That is little. Now that is little. That is little. Now the black one is little.
You're telling them all what's happening, right?
No,
Throw in, up by Wigan. Stockport heads it forward. Wigan has it first foray forward for Wigan.
That is little to the
All the way right-hand side. Oh, go see Mama. Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Love you. Wigan hook. It's there. Oh, just snuck by the attacking forward, and I missed the number because it wasn't up. I was showing him himself so that he could react to everything, and I missed the numbers, and I can't recall exactly who number 6 is off the top of my head. We're missing the opportunity on that one with a glancing forward run. I'm replaced. His play-by-play is on point. You know what? I have 2 very different kids. I have the artistic theater, dancing, acting kid, the eldest. That kid, and to be fair, his baseball or cricket will be his thing. I've seen him splay a kid out with maracas from 20 feet at 3 years of age. The kid stole a maraca, so he picked up the extra one and drilled him in the back of the head. He's got a cannon on him already, and that's not from us pushing it. So, but he loves his sports, and he'll sit and do his sports thing. So when he gets to 13, if this channel's still alive, and I hope it is, I'm going to be probably letting him do some stuff, have some fun with it. The eldest, if I was to show you the videos of him in his hip hop class, yeah, you would. I have full on arty kid and full on sporty kid, and it's a ton of fun. Tickle back underway. Long ball searching, can't catch him out. A little bit extra thump there, and would have had that one all the way up to Smith on the right-hand side, Johnny Smith, to move that forward, but instead it's Stockport on the right-hand side. Diamond tried to get away from Mellish, couldn't, go spun the other way, and here comes Wigan. Things are now picking up. There's now punch, counter punch here, and it's a lot more fun to watch this thing. It's now Wigan through Nathan Smith on the right-hand side, 4 or 5 jerseys up there. He's dancing, taking on his man. Draws it back. Civic into the area, 18 yards, dancing, gets it over to the right, loses control of it, and it's going to go out for a goal kick. Yeah, but we're into it. We're into it. The only thing he doesn't understand is his favorite player is the referee, the black. The person in black. Black's winning. Black always wins. Or at least they never lose. Subs coming. Dale, Owen Dale, another striker coming in, taking over for, who is that? Asamoah on the left-hand side? Yeah, Asamoah. I don't understand. Oh, we got a second. No, that's the first one. Oh, Joe Hungbo's coming in, taking over his position on the right, taking off Smith. So just a reload on the forwards. Adai with it. Stockport back underway, looking long ball. Haven't seen very many of these. Headed down by Wigan towards the midfield stripe. Not able to step in front of it. Stockport gains control again. Pushes it forward. It's just a left foot sweep over to Toure. Toure dances around Hungbo. 44 is Hungbo? Yes. I was just assuming, as they said, he was going to be on the right, and he is. Leighton goes up 2-1 on... Oh, no, I guess that's... Lincoln scored to make it 2-1. I would love it. I mean, for the Posh fans, they've been the worst out of any fans in leagues 1, 2, or the National League. And that's saying a lot. That's saying a lot. But the most annoying, by far. And so long may they suffer. And I'm all for them falling into oblivion. And surprisingly, a new entrance into that one is Crawley Town. 92 Bible, is that who it is? Run by a bunch of Crawley Town fans. The arrogance, the entitlement, the bliss. Yeah, so Lincoln scored to make that one from a 2-0 to a 2-1 game. Oh, we had another goal too. I don't see W. Is W&G here? Not here because the scoreboard's up. Probably not. Must be doing other stuff. Huddersfield scored to make it 1-1 in that game. So I mean, I'd rather have Barnsley win that one, I think, but a draw is fine for me. Both of those teams are sort of in that area toward down below. So, I mean, at this point, do I think that we would have to do something horrendous for us to fall out of a playoff spot? And I guess that's a good place to be. I mean, 8 points up with 16 left. And a game in hand. Man, you would have to. I'm going to bring that up as a talking point. Just give me a second here, guys. Sorry. Back underway from Adai to the right-hand side. Stockport, 61st minute, back to Adai as they're looking to do the build-up. And Adai, more likely than Hinchliffe was when he was in, thumps it down the middle of the pitch. Stockport able to battle for control, and they've advanced it to the halfway line, and it's going to come forward with Toure. He's advancing it forward to Oluwafe. Oluwafe turns his man, and he's got the inside shoulder now, running towards goal, 18-yard box, left-footed, bangs it off, and he's going to get a corner out of it. That was poorly played by Who was that? Who was that? Had to have been a sub. And I'm looking for the name. Who's number 17, please? Who's number 17? Civic. Civic. Poorly played by Civic on the left-hand side. And so we're going to have a right-footed in-swinger from the left side here. Far post, nobody there, easily headed away, but nobody forward for a deco to go and try and knock it down. Stockport just easily maintains control. Stockport maintaining control from the right, switch over to the far side, not able to get there, and it's easily collected by Hungbo. Advances it forward, but not far enough. It's collected, and there's a shot. Low, weak, and easy to collect. So if I go back, and I've got, maybe I should package this thing up. I went through and I took all of the League Two season averages from 2002, 2003 to the present, and I calculated, added in there the minimum, the mean, and the median to obtaining that position. So by way of example, the lowest number of points ever to secure a top 2 spot was in 2005, 2006. It was 79 points, and it was Colchester who ended up finishing second on 79 points and moving up. It was an interesting year that year because everybody was stacked up. Like even at the bottom of the table, the team that was relegated was with the highest number of points ever, 47 to finish in last place. It was a very, very, very competitive league that year, and this year isn't that competitive. But just to give you an example, so 79 for the minimum, 89 was the median, and 98 was the highest that was required in order to qualify. And that 98 was just in 2002, 2003 when Ipswich was at 98 points, and the team that was in third was at 96 points. So 89 points, typically what you need to get there. So you can do the math on that. We had to be at about 2 points per game when I calculated before, and we've been maintaining that, so we're fine. 74 points is the median for securing a playoff spot. 74 points. And so when you look at where we are right now in the table at 58 points, that's another 16 points is all that we need. That's 1 point per game. To me, it's going to be damn near impossible for us to fall off. Like we'd have to really fall off below a point a game to be able to secure a spot. Is my math right on that? 16 points, 74. Yeah. Yep. Still nothing in this one. Is the enterprising play has sort of stopped again for more midfield battle. But as I say that, Stockport's going to get a throw in here on the right-hand side. And I'm going to bring up the we aren't financially ready for promotion. It would be great, but not a big deal. Mansfield looking to stay in the league. Earlier in the season, I would have said you guys have a chance, but at 40th, I mean, you've got to get 10 points up. And I mean, you do have a game in hand. But how's this? It's just nice after 5 losses in a row to be able to pull one out here, right? I don't see relegation being an issue for you guys. 12 points up, but we'll see.
I don't either.
Yeah, it's. We are to the point now where, barring a complete reversal of fortune by one club or a Doncaster or last year's Charlton Athletic massive run, the teams are largely where they're going to fit, plus or minus 2 to 5 spots. And really, I think that by the middle of March, we're going to know. I think at that point in time, it's going to be desperation for the team that's chasing, because you're going to be looking at teams who are playing softer schedules. Everybody's run-in seems to be a little bit easier. All the difficult games are taken care of March 1st, March 4th, March 15th, March 22nd. And so that's the nasty run. After that, it's one team's going to be playing Crawley Town and another is going to be playing Burton Albion. You'd expect both to take care of their business. And if there are a couple of drops, you think there'll be uniform between everybody. Nice pass forward. Wigan into the area, 18-yard cut back, and he didn't take the cut back. Instead, he just banged it off of the defender. and he's going to get the forward, or he's going to get the corner. That was an interesting play by Adiko. I think if he took the opportunity to pause, he might have been able to get a cutback, but instead he just sort of resigned himself to the fact that he was going to get the corner and just made sure he banged it off of the defender and advanced that forward. Adiko now, after that play, coming out on a sub. Getting an ovation from the Latics fans. Maris just missed a sitter.
Shrewsbury, Bolton just pulled ahead. Dang.
Yeah, I think, to be fair, I don't think Bolton's in the mix. And I know that they're sitting in 8th. I don't know. They'll be in the playoff mix. I just don't see them pushing near the top of the table. They've been too hit or miss, and they've lost too many key players. Hungbo, 18-yard box, doing a dance towards the line, cross, blocked, and that's going to go for a throw. I don't know why. Was that Smith or Carragher who was up there on the right-hand side screaming at Hungbo, who wanted the ball back at the 22, 23-yard mark from the right-hand side rather than the cutback attempt in the box? I'm like, you have that opportunity, you take that. You don't draw it back 22 yards for you to be able to cross it in. Mellish flicked it on. Wigan sitting around trying to get something done. Smith with it. Advances it forward. Flicked on through the air and given away. Oh, maintain possession. Numbers forward. Right-hand side. Get it to Hungbo. Too late. Too late to get it out to him, but now he's got it. And Hungbo's taking on his man. Left-footed. Bullet. Knocked down. Well defended there. I think that was Norwood who got back and played that. Could have been Connolly. Searching is Wigan. Hungbo again. Dancing. His man makes a challenge and goes down into the area. Cross forward. He's onside. Get the trail. Oh my God, you are fired. Who's the number 10? He's got to be off the bench. Ronan Darcy, who just came in, that's 2 stuffed opportunities by him in a row, and then Hungbo just tripped over the ball. Whoopsies. No, I can't because I'm over there starting on the 26th. I'm probably there for the Bolton game, so get me a daffodil outfit. I'll pay for it. And I'm hoping to get to Huddersfield away. I want to get there for the Rotherham match, and then I'd like to do Wickham away, but I've got to talk to the wife. And that'd be the last one I can get to. You don't want to play Bolton. I don't want to play. Let's be honest, Maurice. If we're in the playoffs, anyone we play is going to be tough. Like, we're screwed. We're 25% chance and flip a coin on both games and hope it comes out right. Right? So 3-2 Mansfield. We were just talking about how they were all right and looking to get a win and maybe secure. And just like that, Blackpool's got something else to say about it. Blackpool opened at 19 minutes. Mansfield scored 3 in a row. Evans in the 24th minute, Backus in the 29th minute, Aikens in the 64th minute. And now it sounds like, update from Marcus, that Blackpool's been back in it. Wigan here, Hungbo, he's been all into it. Joseph Hungbo, right winger. And the whole play has been through the right-hand side. And almost just as I say that, and despite me, Kerr goes over to the left. But Wigan moving it forward. And there's Darcy, who shouldn't be playing. And that's just a horrible pass. Switch over to Hungbo, trying to get it to him. And it went too far and carried. I'm just looking at this. Hungbo gets down blocked. The second opportunity, Hungbo, it hits. I'm looking at the one that Hungbo got in and it got hit by a player, and Darcy was there and couldn't make a play on the ball. It's Wooten, not Wooten. I like Wooten. Still, Wigan, even in the battles in the midfield, they're winning everything right now. And here's a scoop forward, trying to get it, and Stockport forced to clear. And there's Wooten, able to get that, and that's going to be a throw-in. for Oluwafe on the left-hand side, waiting for his defender. No, he's just going to throw it into his defender, and they're going to collect through Toure. Back to Pye, over to Connolly, and Stockport for the first time in a long time, looking to build up and do a thing. Huddersfield goes up on Barnsley, 2-1. Don't want that. Birmingham's still up on Charlton, 1-0. That's okay. And there's an entry into the area by Stockport. It's bounced up into the air, and now it's cleared straight up. Sky ball. And it goes out for a goal kick. Wooten, not able to get that one. Mansfield, well, it says 3-2 says Marcus, but I still have 3-1 showing on my FOTMOB, so I don't know if that got taken away. And Daffodil done. Uh-oh. Got to find me a ticket for that one, too. And I got to talk to the wife and find... She was like, we need to make plans for Wrexham. You're not going to every game. We're doing family things, too. So that's the edict that has been provided. So I will have to figure out which games I am going to and which games I'm doing family things. Also important to make sure that she gets a chance to do all she wants to do. It can't just always be about me. But I think Bolton and Huddersfield are certainly on the agenda. And I think I do Wickham, but I don't know. Do I do Rotherham in Wrexham, or do I do Wickham away if I had to choose? Maybe that's the poll. I think Reading's off the agenda. And so I don't know. Okay, so it's just mine's behind. I'll hit the refresh button and see if it loads up. Interesting, no. So FOTMOB's behind whatever is the source that Brendan's got there. Chester Zoo for the kids, Bolton for you. Yeah, could do it. I just think the first one, I think I'm going to have to go solo. I'm thinking the reason why I go to the Rotherham game is I bring the kids and everybody to that one. But the in-laws are going to want to see them. All the friends are going to want to see them. And we'll only be in the country for like 3 days by the time the Wrexham one comes. So I think I just stumble my way, show up for the game and get out. And then I go for a longer extended stay after that. I don't know if you'd want to ruin your trip watching Wrexham's away form. I want to be the voice that contributes to the mob because I know what it's like to go to BC Place and try to get a song in when nobody else joins me. Plus a little Canadian heckling. You'd choose Rotherham at home and it's not even close. And Anti-Juice is from Rotherham. So coming back and being able to thumb my nose at her for it sounds a little good. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I just wonder in the lulls whether the Canadian heckles, the hockey heckles. Oh, bad pass. Hungbo gets in the way of that one. 3-on-2 here. All of a sudden, led forward is right there. Oh, amazing save by Corey Adai. Put that one, asterisk it, sign that one up, and holy crap, that's that Darcy kid again. Ronan Darcy just can't do it. Hungbo, gorgeous pass, split the difference, still onside. Darcy from 11 yards away, and he shoots it right at Adai. Fail. Who is this Ronan Darcy guy? Like, I'm not for like casting people off onto an ice field or onto an iceberg for not being able to play, but my word, he's had a bad game. Corner doesn't do anything. Headed away. Hungbo collected by Adai. Hungbo, amazing. Ronan Darcy, not so much. 24 years of age. Was with Crawley Town. January 30th, Darcy signed for League One side Wigan on 2.5 years. Darcy appeared in 3 of Crawley Town. So what did he play for Crawley at all? Yeah, EFL League One. Contract expired in January and he went over on a free, or was he signed? Don't see the transfer details. And in any event, not impressed. But he's been he's been around League One for a while. Started with Bolton back in 2019, 2020, had a game in the championship. and he was loaned out, bounced around Scottish League 1, then League 2 with Swindon, Crawley Town, League 2, League 1, and now with Wigan, but just not good. Oh, Marcus, I am sorry.
Yeah, I hope you get a big surprise at the end here for you, Marcus. Big, exciting win.
Man.
I mean, Marcus, if you did not know Sean's favorite players on your team.
I wouldn't say my favorite, but he would be a great signing, and would look really good in Wrexham colors with Flint.
He has signed autographed pictures from Mr. Flint. Love Mr. Flint.
Dear Mr. Driver, thanks for being a fan of me, Aiden Flint. I'd put that on the wall. I'd put that on the wall. If you've ever been to Wickham, you don't go back unless you have to. Dude, Maurice. I'm going to Doncaster. Have you been to Doncaster? I mean, to be fair, I'm staying in Bessaker, but not. I mean, it's South Yorkshire. You love it, but it's. Maris missed a sitter to make it 4-1 just before they scored, and then the push is on. Bite your tongue. That's true. That's true. But the French Gate, which is the downtown area, a little bit to be desired. Stockport with a 4A forward here, left-hand side. It's going to be Torre, 30 yards out, draws it back. Norwood. Nice pass forward, 18-yard box. Great pass through. Cross back, opportunities, 10 yards, scores, Stockport. 1-0 out of nowhere. That was about as good a back pass as you're going to get. Laid it right up for Lewis Bate, who you could see him screaming in from 25 yards out, and nobody picked him up, and he just buried that. Nothing that could happen. 1-0, bad guys. Kind of out of nowhere. Two really good passes there. That original pass, and they just showing it here from Norwood all the way up. Well done. Gets it up to Camps, who just goes towards the line, and then no look back pass. And number 28 for Wickham. Dale Taylor, you're fired. You're fired. Let his man go. Let Bate just run in unabated. Run in unabated, and Bate scored. Man, you can make all sorts of all alone Bate scores. On a back pass from Camps that was a no-looker and potential nutmeg just to beat the defender. But that's just a moment of brilliance in a game of schmeh. If I could buy any League 1 or League 2 team besides Wrexham, who would it be?
I know it's not the Bantams.
No. Well, actually, you know what? It might be. As much as I hate them. If I'm looking for opportunity on basically buying low and selling high.
Big fan base.
Big fan base. Stadium's a decent size if, needs some love. The pitch isn't the greatest. Oh, I actually think that's probably the shout, to be fair.
Stockport's got a good setup.
Yeah, it's the size of their stadium, though. It doesn't really get to me. I do like. I think Mansfield could be handled better with their. I mean, they've got lots of history there with their.
Oh, goodbye,
Field Mill. Lots of history with Field Mill. I didn't know that Walsall was owned by a Canadian group. As much as I took the piss out of the Field Mill,
go buy Knots and bench Jody Jones.
Could you sign? I would probably, if I had enough money to buy a team, I would buy Notts County, and then I would just not pay Jody Jones, and I would force him to sit out the entire season.
There you go.
That's what I would do. I would sign him and promise him the world, and then I'd tell the coach, "You're not playing him, and we're not transferring him off. He can just sit and rot." Crawley hanging on would be amazing. And here comes Stockport again, left-hand side. Camps with another cutback pass, and it's right there. Scores. Same play. Exact same play. This time, Collar on the receiving end. Like, you didn't learn? You didn't see this play before? What the frick? 2-0, bad guys. Yeah, that was just, hey, if we did it the first time, let's do it again, guys. Okay. So Camps just runs down the left-hand side again, gets close to the goal line, cuts it back. This time, instead of being on the ground, though, he went higher. But that's what it is. Just cut it back. Right footer, knocked in by Collar. That time, Harry McHugh couldn't stay with Camps. Match over, 2-0, Stockport. Well, that was the sub. They just brought in McHugh. But somebody didn't say to him, hey, watch yourself down that side, McHugh. Collar's going to do that cutback. Nothing Sam Tickle could do about either of those ones. That's just piss poor defending. Cutback and then just wide open, easy as. Both of them. Lewis Bate on the first. Collar. Man, you could make a lot of jokes about their names. Bate, Camp, Pie, Collar. Sounds like an S&M bedroom. Hasn't been a bad performance by Wigan, just missing that cutting edge, they say. Yeah. I appreciate it too. Don't get all lovey-lovey on Valentine's or the day after Valentine's on me. Hills coming in. Yeah, within a point, 2 games in hand, exact same position as we were before. And you'll take it. The only thing is the 2 games that we have in hand are both away games. So if you are counting those, we've only got 1 point average. It's away from home, 1.27, I think it is. So you're looking at probably 2 points statistically anyway. So it's not the biggest advantage.
I don't know. I like 2 games in hand and a point. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I just don't want. I wanted to qualify because I didn't want people to think that it's a powder puff game against a weaker opponent at home, right? Like the 2 games that we have in hand are still going to be tough ones for us to take away points.
Yeah, but even if they were hard games and you're looking to get the draws, 2 draws would give you a whole game out. Another 3 points.
Stockport still on it. All the way forward on the right-hand side, cross, nobody really there to knock it down, and Oloafe just puts it out. It was put out in front of Oloafe, and it'll be a corner from the left-hand side. Man, that's a beard button. That's Stockport County fan. Man, the Wigan side of the stadium is just empty with 5 minutes left, while Stockport is just raucous in the away end. That's going to be a lot of fun to go to those, take that all in, put into penalty area again. Stockport's sniffing around, looking, cleared. Ooh, that was a tougher challenge on Owendale. The card's going to come out for that one. That's on the new substitute there, Mr. Hills. Hills, I'm surprised, came off the bench. He was remarkable in the last game that I saw. He had Keeler Dunn, if you'll recall, and I kept talking about him throughout. Off the bench today.
Lincoln tied up.
Sorry, which one's tied up?
Lincoln Leighton.
Oh, I'll take that one.
Yeah.
I like draws. Reading and Rotherham sitting in a draw. Bolton up. The Wigan walk is famous. And define the Wigan walk for me. What am I missing? Perfect. What do you? Thanks for joining us for the whole day. Appreciate it. It's been a good one. It's been a fun one. I've enjoyed having the opportunity to just chat Wrexham while also watching Wrexham related stuff. We'll see you maybe tomorrow, maybe Tuesday.
Yeah, Woody joins a lot of the Sunday games.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm. Is it the walk out of the stadium? Is it the walk for the players? Is it the walk to the stadium? You know what other club that I think would be a lot of fun to own if it wasn't Bradford City is the Donny Rovers. I mean, they've got a lot of history and they've been up in the championship and down and around in it. They've got a new stadium that they had to build because of a, what do you call it? Financial combustion by a former owner who destroyed the past stadium. The stadium's in a weird spot and it's kind of without a soul. And the pubs are too far away, but it's in a nice area of town. Yes, don't forget
to a Sunday game. Swansea.
Yes, Swansea tomorrow, 6 a.m. Oh, another great save by Corey Adias. That one had it earmarked to the opposite side. Corey Adias, since Hinchcliffe has come in, is saying, "You're giving me an opportunity to assert myself. Let me go ahead and show you that I'm still a keeper." Oh my word! Right foot stab save. That was Kerr with the header from about like 10 yards away and stabbed the arm out and knocked that one left-footed, headed away by Stockport, and nothing in that. And it's going to go out and be collected by Hungbo. Yes, Dave, see some of you tomorrow. I'm hoping to be there, but God knows what We're also packing for a trip to the UK, so all over the place. Going to be another cross corner. Cross goes in, it goes out, corner coming, right-hand side. I don't know. I mean, Corey Adai was supposed to come in and be the starter, right? And he had a shocking start, and they've passed him over, but he's on it. You come back when you get an opportunity, and sometimes people are just hungry for it. And he just goes and easily collects that one, and he gets an apology hooting from Wooten, who almost kicked him in the gut. How much? Man, that save. I mean, the first almost reaction.
Reading just went ahead in the 90th minute.
Reading goes ahead of Rotherham. Preparing the way for you and your trip. I'll get some idea. Wigan's a team I'd never choose because every time they lose, you'll find them all doing the Wigan walk. That must be a song. Wigan's a team I'd never choose. Every time they lose, you'll find them all doing the Wigan walk. I don't know what tune that goes to, but that just screams a chant. Stockport, 35 yards away, looking to get us back. Added time coming. Drawn on over Toure, 18 yards out. Still in and amongst it is Stockport. Bad pass, but Toure is able to go and collect it, and he's going to draw it on back. It's just him and Pye playing catch, and there's that long ball again that they go searching, this time not up to Camps. He's not up there. Who was that? Noyle? In any event, it's one back, 18-yard box. There's Bate moving forward and goes out. It'll be a goal kick. I haven't seen how much added time is going to be there. You might have to send me a message of how you're doing that. Don't put it here, but send me a message. Oh, I'm going to go for one at least, Drew. I'll be there for the Bolton one, assuming I can get a ticket. St. David's Day, I imagine it's going to be harder than most, but I'm going to have to look up that. And then, but the Rotherham game, if I have to choose, I'm going to Huddersfield. That one makes sense to me. So those are the first two that I'm certainly going to. So then I'm left with Reading will be on outs. I'm left with Wickham, which that's a game that matters away versus or Rotherham at home. Do I want the game that means something, or do I want the game that's at home? I don't know. But yeah, I'm with you. For the experience, it's certainly the racecourse. For me, being a fan of the club, it's the Wickham game. So I'm torn.
Stevenage, Peterborough's 1-1. No.
Oh, Stevenage came back because Peterborough was up on that one. I've never been to a Chester game, but sneaking down to Wrexham since I was 16 for matches. Told family I was going to a movie. but Huddersfield.
Mansfield game went full 3-3.
Huddersfield. I missed that they scored 2-1. 2-1 Huddersfield up on Barnsley. Well, that's poopy. If I could buy a club, I'd love to invest, build it up, and get it back to competing like they used to. And I think it's a diamond in the rough.
Leighton Orient just went ahead of Lincoln in extra.
Leighton Orient went ahead in extra. Everybody's scoring late all over the place. Wigan gotten in here, 93rd minute, 18-yard box, bangs it off. It's blocked. And I missed how much added time, and it's not up on my screen here, so I can't really help. To me, yeah, I think it's – I can imagine that, Marcus. Full time it must be up 3-0 and allow them to come back and tie that one 3-3 with Blackpool. Still 4 minutes left and add an extra time. Yikes. And Adaya goes and collects it and grabs it. Torre goes and celebrates.
Reading game's final 2-1 Reading.
2-1 for Reading. I'm going to go to the League One table here. It's just, these are all starting to come in so I can kind of follow along. So all told, I mean, that Northampton game becomes even more important to have won that when you take a look around. Birmingham got points. Stockport got points. Huddersfield's going to get full points. When really the only teams dropping, Charlton lost 3 points, and Wickham's going to lose points. And so it still remains. And there it is, full-time here. Stockport 2, Wigan 1, Wigan nothing on a game that kind of like our game. It was nothing, and then a couple moments of brilliance and end up calling it, and that's what it is. St. David's Day isn't a bank holiday, and why wouldn't it be? Is it because the English refuse to make it a bank holiday? It should be a bank holiday, shouldn't it? Isn't that insane?
Wickham goes full time. Draw.
Good. So if you're going to say there was drop points around you to anybody at the top of the table, and you can only pick one team, who are you picking? I'm choosing Wickham. So the fact that they dropped 2
that
points,
was the one we were hoping for most.
So I can't really complain about things. But you go around and you have a look. Where are we sitting? We're sitting now a point up on Stockport with 2 games in hand. I'm okay with that. Huddersfield, we're sitting on the same number of games played, and we're 6 points up. Assuming that there's not a comeback here, because that one's not full time. To my Welsh friends who are here watching, with St. David's Day, the patron saint of David, is as I understand it, and am I incorrect, is that the most important date for the Welsh? And I'm not saying like you can have Christmas Day being more important because it's Christmas and all that sort of stuff, but involving Welsh culture, Welsh identity is St. David's Day, as I understand it, is that day. Sort of like the equivalent of the 4th of July or Canada Day in Canada. Is that it? Or is it Guy Fawkes Day? Because that'd be entertaining. If the Welsh were like, we celebrate Guy Fawkes Day. We don't have a problem with him. We think he did the right thing. Like they did in New Zealand, which drives my wife nuts. I know it's not St. Paddy's Day, but But I'm just saying, as far as Welsh identity goes, is there a bigger day that I'm missing? Because that's how it was explained to me. Than
St. Patty's Day in Boston's pretty big.
Yeah, it's a lot of the Irish figured it out and made their way there. A lot of people want it to be, but I don't know why it isn't. So maybe it's just the call and the shout out for it. Yeah, I'm in a weird situation. My last name is a Huguenot Irish name. So I don't know if you know the Huguenots being outcast from France, Catholicism and Protestants and all that sort of stuff, and then came over during the potato blight. But not really an Irish name when you think about it, but that's what the driver is. But didn't marry any Irish folks after that. So I'm sitting in a situation where my kids will have no Irish DNA in them, but could have an Irish last name, as it's all Welsh, Scottish, English, and Egyptian for them. So interesting stuff. Anyway, nobody needed to know that story. Waiting to see the rest of the scores. I'm going to just hit the refresh button here on the table. So Birmingham's still up 1-0. I mean, I'm good with that. Charlton losing 3 points. They were on fire going into that one. Points in 5 in a row.
Yeah, just final. Yeah.
So that one's a final. So Stockport got its full points. Huddersfield, it would have been nice if they dropped it. But you know what? At the end of the day, we're sitting where we need to be in the hopes that we get forward. There's no bigger day, although it's not a big deal itself, unfortunately. It's a big day and controversial. So maybe it's just one of those things that you hope it grows. And the whole push for it just gets louder and louder and louder. I'm all for that. Have a look at things here. I'm just going to say I'm going to bring the calculator up because I don't have the math all figured out already, but let's figure it out. We've got 16 games left. 16 plus 58 is 74. That is the median for the playoffs. So if we went point a game, 1 point per game, which would be atrocious. That would be a massive letdown. We still get into the playoffs. So to me, the playoffs aren't the prize, and they shouldn't be and haven't been for a while. For us, it's the push on how do we get to automatic promotion. So the minimum number of points that you need to get to that is 79 points. I think that we can do better than that. And we'll have to do better than that. I don't think 79 points. It only happened in 2005, 2006. And like I said earlier, that was a massively competitive year. Everybody was in the mix. So 79 minus 58 is 21 divided by 16. That's 1.3 points per game. So, I mean, we could do that. The number that I've always flagged is 89. That's the mean. That's the rounded up of the mean, and the median is 89 points. And I don't think this year is much different than the median when you go around and you look at the number of points that everybody has there, top and bottom of the table. So to me, 89, if it is to edge, maybe a little bit higher, given Birmingham's run and the numbers down at the bottom though at 23 points. Yeah. It's going to be 89 to 92 would be the range. I think it would be. But so 89 points minus 58 means you need 31 points out of 16 games. You divide that by the 16 year, 1.9375. That's essentially the same spot that we've been in points per game so far. We're at 1.90. So that
9 wins out of 16 and a couple of draws doesn't seem
seem outlandish, right?
Large ask.
If you're going to 89. Now, that still requires Wickham to not be at 2.03 points per game and for them to falter a little bit. But I like our chances. And when you look at points per matches played, you've got Birmingham City running away 2.36. You've got Wickham at 2.03. You've got us at 1.9. Stockport 1.74. Like that's a big jump to be looking for a 0.2, 0.3 jump to be able to catch up. And it's not just that matching us is enough. They have to surpass us by a substantive number to be able to get there. Just a comparative. If you want to take Stockport, they've got 57 points now. Is that what it is after 57 points on 32 games? So they have 14 left. Right? 14. So if you take their 89 points and you take that off of the 57, they need 32 points in their 14 games left. So they need a 2.28 goals per game to get to 89 points. That's just below Birmingham City, who have only lost 2 games all season long. It's early. We still have to control our destiny. We have a lot of work to do. But as far as lining ourselves up on a go-forward basis, I like where we're at. We're basically looking at Wickham, and we now control our destiny. Before this match, we were 4 points behind. I guess we had a game in hand, so it doesn't really matter. But we needed to have them within spitting distance of 3 points so that we could jump them should we know it. That's going to be a full 6-pointer. And I actually think that Wickham Wrexham game, which is why I want to go to it, it could be the season decider on the 15th.
Yes.
That's the tricky part, is if I have to choose 3 games, what do I do? Just one home game? Just one home game and 2 away games, but I go to the Wickham game? Stay tuned. Figure out what we're going to do. Marcus is out of here. Enjoy the pints. We'll see you again. I hope we don't hammer you. Well, no, I do. I want the point. I want the goals. I want the goal differential. I just hope we win. We need the points, and that's where it's at. I'm going to sign off pretty soon. I've got people coming over here. I'm sure Brendan's been in it for a while and probably wants to get his butt out of the seat. A good day.
Yes, it was.
Northampton, a good day. Wickham drops points. That's a good day. Would we have liked more? Sure, but it is what it is. Onward we go. Brendan, do you have any final thoughts?
No. More days like this, and we're going to be in that automatic promotion slot. So Let's just keep up this momentum, and and we'll see some of you guys tomorrow at the women's game. Hopefully, they're going to progress in to the finals. So their tournament.
Yeah, tomorrow you'll catch the women's match. Then we're back here on Tuesday when we're going to end up having Leighton Orient with the makeup game. Sunday next week. And that Sunday game next week, just a reminder, it's a 7 a.m. start on a Sunday. We'll be covering that with the men and immediately following that with the women against Wrexham, or women against Swansea, to find out who makes the top 4 and the bottom 4 in the Adrian Premier League. That's starting at 9:10 in the morning. So it'll be another sort of extended day. I don't know if I'll be able to stay for both because it is Sunday. When I don't do the Saturday, I'll have to set everything up in advance. And then the next time I see you, we'll be tuning in for the Wrexham Peterborough match while I'm traveling up from London Heathrow and in the country, and I'll connect with you.
At least you're going to be sending pics and maybe connecting in.
Yep. And I'm going to do some shorts and some things while I'm all over there and connecting with stuff. So stay tuned to the channel for that, and I'll have fun with it and sort of an update what it's like to do the whole travel thing minute by minute, second by second, if I can, the trains, the whole system, and try to log as much as possible so that people can use it maybe even as a resource heading over. Hey, this is where you get off the train, and this is the walk, and this is the whatever, right? Because I don't think I've seen all that sort of stuff done. Here's where the Maze Gwyn is, and the walkabout around it.
I can use that as my my vacation planner.
Vacation planning, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Anyways, have yourselves a wonderful rest of the weekend. We'll see you tomorrow, hopefully on Tuesday. It's been a good day. Thanks for being here with us. Like button before you go, and thank you to the Ultimate Promotions for everything that they've done for us. Have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye.